You guys obviously just saw our predictions for WrestleMania 41 Saturday. We just wrapped up here as of this recording of both nights. But here is our WrestleMania 41 Night 2 predictions. Let's get on.
Shut up, Troy. Also, he's muted. But I think...
I can unmute myself, right?
Damn right I do. And I can
We
mute you
went
back.
through the whole card already, so your time to pick all the predictions.
The Rock wins everything. The Rock wins the women's tag titles.
Anyway, like I said, I think it just sucks that the women's tag titles went from a great title change with a great story with Bianca and Naomi's descent to just a randomly thrown together WrestleMania match. Like, can we ever put care into this? So
No.
that makes me think
No,
that
with these titles, no.
But that makes me think 100% Liv and Raquel are going to retain them, because why would you put the tag titles on a randomly thrown team? Oh, by the way, Lyra is the women's IC champion, in case anyone knows.
Ian doesn't know it. Nope.
When Ian doesn't know it, you know it's bad. Ian knows everything. But yeah, the fact that she's not defending hers, the fact that Chelsea's most likely probably not even going to be on the show, is a big disservice to those
We
belts.
have too many belts. I'm sorry, we do.
We're turning into AEW.
Yeah, every company has too many goddamn belts.
They gotta
AEW is
stop
bringing...
just like making belts until you know you have stories. I'm tired of companies just making belts and being like, well, here you go. Like, make stories out of them.
Ring of Honor is getting like another belt, so they're getting a women's pure championship. So yeah, they're getting more belts.
Wonderful. I
That's
don't
what we
watch
need.
Ring of Honor.
That's what we need. No one does. The only people know about Ring of Honor is because it's on AEW.
You. diehard ROH and TNA fan too. You're a big diehard TNA
Massive
guy.
TNA fan. A massive TNA. I used to be a Ring of Honor fan until they died, and Tony Khan is just holding their corpse like it's a fucking sock puppet.
I mean, Ring of Honor is better than AEW though. Still, so.
Do you watch Ring of Honor?
No.
See?
Matt doesn't have to.
It's better.
Point proven.
These the pay-per-views are.
Get that belt off of Moxley. But anyway, Liv and Raquel retain.
Oh god.
Sam, who do you got for this women's tag title match?
Yeah, I think I gotta go with Liv and Raquel retaining, even though I really don't want them to, because I really would like Liv to be out of this vortex, because I agree with you, she deserves a lot better with what she's been doing over the last year. But I don't know how you can put the tag titles on an already champion like Lyra. I don't know how you really work that. I know it's not. I know it's possible because these titles are just kind of there. They don't really mean a lot. They don't really put much care into them. But yeah, I think they retain here. But I do hope they lose it soon. I think Liv deserves better, and I think Raquel does too.
I would definitely agree with you there. We'll go to Matt next. Shift over to him. Liv was your girl until Tiffany Stratton came into the picture, but who's your pick?
Another blonde woman had to take his heart.
Listen, I'm actually gonna... It's always Tiffy time. All right. Anyway, I'm actually gonna go with Lyra and Bailey.
Ooh.
The women's tag titles do not fucking matter.
Interesting.
And I feel like they're gonna do a thing where Bailey and Lyra are going to win the tag titles. Then they're going to lose it. And once they lose it, Bailey's going to slowly turn heel, turn on Lyra for them to feud for the IC title, and then for Bailey to take the IC title away. It also gives Lyra to hold two titles at once. And there has been in the past that people have wore two titles at once. So I think it not only give Lyra a good WrestleMania moment, but also it's to follow up to from last year. Bailey walked in and won the women's championship last year from winning the Royal Rumble. So
and look at her now.
Her walking out with the tag titles is also another good moment for her and all that. So I'm gonna say Bailey and Lyra.
I'm gonna be a little unorthodox and put Ian kind of dead set in the middle. Who do you have here for this match that you definitely care about?
Yes, definitely care about.
I looked up the match card list.
This is peak podcast right here.
We're gonna go Liv and Raquel. Yeah.
Ian just heard those two today. Okay, Troy, who's your pick?
You know, the way Matt was fantasy booking, I like how he's doing it. Honestly, fuck it. Like I said, those titles don't mean shit. Who cares? Like, is this technically the only like second or third time these titles have been defended at Mania since they were formed in like 2019?
Yeah,
I think
probably
they've been
not.
defended a good amount of times, but the feuds have been meaningless, or there hasn't been feuds. They've been
Garbage.
forgettable.
Yeah,
So-
and the only reason they're on Mania is the star power behind the defenses. Like it was like oh god, it was Bianca and Jade, like two massive names. The
When
only
the
reason that they get there
Iconics
last
won
time.
them at 35. That was what-
Iconics.
Well, that
That's
was
the one
that.
that
Yeah.
Matt destroyed us in. That was the one prediction he got, like that put him over the edge. Was the Iconics. I'm still mad. It's almost been a
Never let
decade,
us
and I'm
down.
still pissed.
It's crazy.
But no, I'm actually gonna go agree with Matt and go Lyra Bailey.
All right, I kind of like it that we're being.
I don't
different.
hate
It'd
it,
Be
yeah.
boring if we were the same. Plus, I could care less about this match. Sorry, Liv, you deserve better.
Who cares? And Bailey.
it's
Bailey won
just
the women's title, and she did nothing with the title. And now she's in a throwaway tag match at Mania.
Yeah. Justice for Liv and justice for Bailey.
Like Jesus Christ.
Justice for Chad Gable. All right, let's.
Justice for Gable.
All right, Matt and Ian, time to get your primes out because AJ Styles versus Logan Paul is next. What the heck is this feud?
This is weird.
Yeah, what is this? I keep forgetting this match is happening.
Don't forget Karrion Kross is in the background.
That's been the most
For some
interesting
reason.
part of this
For some
feud.
goddamn reason.
That's been the most interesting part, though, by far of this feud is Cross being like, if you lose, then we all lose. Karrion's more interesting as like a talker than a wrestler. It's almost like he should be a manager at this point.
Yeah,
just 'cause
he's
his
not
matches
great
just
wrestler.
don't. His matches just don't wow you.
The things he does behind the scenes are always intriguing. Like I saw
yeah.
someone point out, like with all the different people he's been trying to get in the head with, his hairstyle is the same as theirs. Like
That's pretty
Ooh.
cool.
it's all those little details that you like you might not notice right away. And he's really like I love those other like little segments that he does with that kind of thing. But when you get him in the ring, it's just kind of
Yeah, I know it kind of is. It's just kind of a thrown together feud because I thought these two might be in the IC title picture, especially Styles. He teased feuding with Braun. I guess we just have to forget about that. But I'm happy that this is a match at WrestleMania because this could be one of the sleepers of the night in terms of like a match stealer. But what the heck's his name? Andrew Schultz has been like the big part of their story. Like that's one of the only segments I remember from their feud was that. So it's just it's kind of just there for me. But in terms of match wise, I'm excited. But I'm gonna go with Styles here to win this. I feel like he just needs something. I feel like he needs his career's not lasting much longer. Logan Paul, you could argue maybe he needs it more, but he just seems to be the shitty heel that just takes not loss after loss, but he loses every now and then in a big match to someone who kind of needs it more. And I just feel like Styles, needs it more. I wouldn't mind if we got Styles. I mean, we'll get to the Cena Cody thing, but maybe run back that feud a little bit because they had a tremendous feud back in, I think, like 2016, 2017 and great matches. I just think we need to put Styles in a more prominent position in the roster. Feel like besides like the Cody matches, what has he really done the past like couple years that's been memorable besides that? Being Mark Henry and fake retiring. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
for
that meant
Styles.
nothing. Yeah.
So I'm going to go with AJ here. I'm going to say he gets the win. I'm back and forth on it, but I think Styles needs it more. But I'm going to go shift over to Matt here. Your hometown
he's got some
boy.
faces. He's got the faces in
He's
that
got
one.
them faces. It's his hometown man, Logan Paul. Who do you got here?
Honestly, me and Ian actually, this is the only match that Ian knew about because I talked about it earlier.
It's a weird match to know about. The only match to know about.
No other match.
That's because Ian knows who Logan Paul is. So
You know who John Cena is.
We're getting primed, so that's another thing. But I don't know. I feel like this is like a toss-up because, like, I feel like both men need it, but I will say that I believe Logan Paul's no longer a part-timer now because I feel like he's been showing up regularly since Netflix, and that's why he's kind of been like saying how like, oh, these part-timers don't deserve to be here or whatever, and even though he was a part-timer, but I mean, if he's going to be sticking around, I see Logan Paul winning. Better yet, I want to make an extra prediction. 2 years ago, we had KSI in a prime bottle. Last year, we had I Show Speed. This year, it's in Vegas. And who likes to gamble more than his brother, Jake Paul?
Oh, no. Jake in the prime outfit? No way.
Oh, yes. I would like to see him get phenomenal forearm to the table.
Please.
Daylight kicked like a son of a bitch.
But I'm gonna say Logan Paul.
All right. I dig it. Troy, who's your pick?
Yeah, I agree more with you, Dylan, that I feel like AJ needs to be put back on a pedestal. And they love putting AJ on those international shows because where's Backlash happening? Is this in America?
It's in St. Louis, I think.
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if it was international, yeah, they'll definitely do AJ versus
He is
whoever
phenomenal. He is phenomenal.
because they're
Oh,
doing
what a
another
crowd.
France show. Yeah, they're doing another
There is
France
another
show.
France show coming up.
So I see like AJ winning this to at least build him up to that France show to face for the world title because AJ's so over in France. I guess they love TNA, which honestly, agree.
Or is that just you?
I
Although TNA's kind of killing it right now. I'll give them credit. They're doing good.
they are coming to Pittsburgh. I want to go so bad.
Every time we talk about
Yes,
Styles
we
match,
should get Ian to
TNA's
go to
brought
the
up.
TNA wrestling
Yes.
as well.
Come on, Joe Henry's the champ.
Joe Henry's there.
Exactly.
Yes, they are
It's gonna be
coming to
cheap
Pittsburgh.
too. TNA don't. It's cheap tickets. But no, AJ's gonna win this one because Logan Paul also doesn't win every Mania. Like he won last year, but then he lost to Seth the year before. So he's like off and on with winning at Mania. So like he's not like undefeated. But so like he won last year. I feel like he's gonna lose this year, off and on.
All right, Sam, you're up.
Yeah, I'm in a very similar camp. I think that AJ needs it, so I'm gonna go with AJ Styles here. Everyone wants him to run it back with Cena, and I feel like if you're gonna do that, you have to give some kind of prominence back to AJ a little bit to make him be able to go into a spot like that. I know he's AJ Styles; you can kind of put him in there anyway. But yeah, I think he needs this a little bit more than Logan does, I would say. So give me AJ Styles in this one. Could be absolute banger, like we're saying though too.
Okay, best for last, Ian. You got the prime bottle.
Look, I think this is Logan's year. He's going from scoring headers at Wembley Stadium in front of 90,000 people to winning a match at WrestleMania. Give me Logan.
Oh, God, Ian. I only watch his podcast when he interviews wrestlers. I could give two shits about what else he's doing. I'm not.
Hey,
It's
the Paul
wrestling or
Heyman
nothing.
episode was great.
It was. I'll give him credit.
Anyway,
This match intrigues me a lot in terms of like the guys in it and who could potentially win it. It's the IC title fatal 4-way between Braun,
I'm so sorry, Ian.
You don't have to.
I'm so
Bauer
sorry for
and the
Ian.
greatest of all time, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
The greatest of all time.
Yeah,
Someone's greatest of all time.
I got the forward. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Ian.
so
Honestly, I
it's-
want you to start. I want you
I'll
to. We're gonna
start.
make you suffer.
I'm curious.
This one, there's no thought behind it. Give me Braun Breaker.
Ooh.
Good pick.
Interesting.
Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
It's an interesting match because I think it's a match where anybody you can make a case for any of them. To me,
I don't know about that one, mate. There's someone that clearly is not winning. I will get
Finn.
to when I. Yeah, Finn's
Finn
not
Balor.
winning. Finn, no chance in actual hell. Finn is such a jobber. He's not winning this. Okay, listen. You can make an argument for everyone else. Finn is impossible to make an argument for because
What if
clearly,
the
if a
demon
judgment,
makes a surprise appearance?
he's not. Okay, stop. And he's still gonna job like he did to Edge at the Hell in a Cell. Dom's just gonna pin him. Okay. Finn's a fucking jobber.
Someone's
Okay.
salty over Finn's booking, but I don't blame him because Finn has not been booked good.
Troy's
gets
getting
pissed.
anger
Finn Balor.
for his Finn like I had against Braun Strowman for all those years.
And Troy had for Ziggler. Now Nick
Yeah.
Yes.
Nemeth.
And now he's Nick Nemeth, so now I love him again. You just go to TNA. Everyone just needs to go to TNA, and I start liking him.
Yeah, but I don't want to say I'm really disappointed, but the fact that Sheamus isn't involved in this in any capacity and not at WrestleMania at all is weird. I thought for
That's
sure
disappointing.
this was like, okay,
Or
Sheamus
Ludwig.
versus Breaker, maybe a multi-man match where Sheamus is in. Yeah, Ludwig too. I think he deserves.
He's
a
been
spot
in the
at
IC title
Mania.
for a bit, yeah. Nothing.
But I'm like, this should be the Mania where Sheamus like finally gets the Grand Slam, but no, doesn't seem
No.
like it.
If Tyler Bate didn't return, you could have had Pete Dunne in that ladder match as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't a ladder match. This is just Fatal 4-Way. Which is weird because I'm shocked because there was all that rumors that this was going to be a ladder match, and then, nope.
I mean, hey, give it a ladder. It'd be fun too.
I mean, Fatal 4-Way is no DQ anyway. They can just
Get
bring
the
weapons
Jeff Hardy
out.
size ladder. Why not?
Sorry, Dom. You phone you off
Yeah.
that.
But man, in terms of predictions here, I'm gonna go with Penta. I'm gonna say Penta wins the title. I just think he's the not young, but like upshot type guy that just came back. That's being booked really good. I'm very impressed with how he's been presented. Love his entrance. The cool walk he does too, just amazing. And the matches haven't disappointed. And I just think it's that time to do it. Like, why not? I know a lot of people are advocating for Dirty Dom to win. I know a lot of people want to get the shot
I know.
and get that heat. And maybe this is the type of match where Dominic can win in a fluke way, possibly pinning like Finn or something. But I don't know. I just think Penta would be more of a cool story and like a cool champion to win it. And he would have great matches. He could possibly have like open challenges on Raw. I'd say why not? I think Breaker, it's run its course with the IC title. He's had a really good reign. He's had good matches, but I think it's time to push him up a little bit, get him into world title feuds and feud with bigger main eventers. I think it's around that time. And just the Judgment Day breakup thing, I think that's ultimately just going to cost them the whole match in general rather than like one pinning the other. I do think you have a point, Troy. Finn's probably the least likely, but I still really think you can make a case for because
you
it's
would
a
have to make
fatal
a strong case for me,
You never
honestly.
know.
You really have to make a really strong case.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Penta. Cero Miero and Rey Fenix is going to be there to hug him at the end, and they'll have a great moment, which shout out to him. Great debut. But
Great
let's go to Matt next.
Okay.
He's picking Finn.
Do not think Penta's gonna win.
Ooh, okay.
Because I feel like they're gonna lead to once they do the draft, they're gonna have Penta and Rey together. They're gonna win the tag titles first, I believe.
Okay.
Another thing is, and I'm booking this like long stretch, like probably even the SummerSlam.
Okay.
Considering there's been dissension in the Judgment Day, I could see Finn almost winning it, but then gets like Breaker knocks him out of the ring or whatever. Then Dom gets the win. I see Dominic Mysterio winning, and then Dom's like to Finn, "Hey, we won! Judgment Day wins!" And then have Finn be like, "Yeah, we won," but have him be jealous to build up further of that distension of. Because they've been having fights backstage and all that, but like they're still family. But like Finn's kind of being more on his own in a sense, kind of like how Priest was, which is very hypocritical. But I see that going down the line, and at SummerSlam it could be Dom versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. I also believe that Dom has been doing an excellent job over the last couple years, and I feel like you got to throw a bone for him. I feel like he's very overdue.
Or a chicken nugget for him.
Yeah.
More tendies, more tendies.
More
I mean,
attendees.
way overdue for a singles run. I mean, I know he had like the North American title, but that was like so long ago. I feel like him winning the Intercontinental title, him doing his real father Eddie Guerrero proud and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Dirty Dominic Mysterio on this.
I'm gonna have Ian be next, and it's kind of funny, Ian. You kind of look a little like Dominic. You grow out that hair a little bit, keep a mustache. I think you got Dominic vibes.
Should I go?
Dylan, Ian already went.
Yeah.
Man, just right here. Cutting that part out.
Oh, we're getting old. We're getting old. I have a bad memory.
So
All right,
means
Big
that-
T.
Damn.
All right, Big T. Go ahead, make your pick. I'm just gonna cry in the corner now.
So when someone's hot, you want to put them over. Like Dom's been hot for a while, so I understand him winning as as chicken shit. I just feel like at this point, looking at who we're gonna have, like as the overall scope, we have so many heels gonna be champions afterward. Like I feel like so many heels are gonna win. I just don't think a heel should win this one, unless like a lot of other matches go way differently. Because what are you gonna have like just Jey Uso as a face champion? I just don't think that I don't. That's like too overly heelish, and I just don't see it personally. Like they never do that. But like I said, Penta is like high up in the merch sales. He's super over. It's his first Mania. Just put him over. Just give him the title. He could have a fantastic run, and he can meet up with Ray in the future. Like, could you imagine Ray Phoenix versus Jake Fatu for the U.S. title? And then they join together and they both have both belts as a Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, both the mid-card titles.
Yes.
I'm just saying. That would be feed families. Feed families.
You mean vacant? You mean vacant and Eddie Guerrero? Anyways, Sam, who's your pick?
Oh my goodness. I kind of want to. Oh, I don't know. I kind of want to go with Dom, but I'm kind of with you on the aspect of that is a lot of heels if he does pull that off. But I feel like because of the story between the two with the whole Judgment Day going on with this one, I feel like having Dom win in that like chicken shit kind of way would be pretty cool. But like you guys are saying, I can feel a strong case for Penta too, so I'm kind of going between the two of those. But I'm gonna go slightly bold. I'll go with Dominic here.
And Dylan's frozen.
All right, all right. All right,
I
that's
didn't
a
want
bold
to
pick.
say
That's a
anything,
bold
Dylan, but
pick.
you were like,
Yeah, I
lagging out
know we were kind of
really.
frozen for a little bit.
You want to
Yeah,
get
I think
it back in and out?
I think we were all a little frozen for a bit. Yeah, well, we're back to normal here. Back to good
Yeah,
connection.
we're back.
Oh my god.
It was
So we
just
have-
you, Dylan.
So we have 2 Pennas, 2 Doms, 1 Breaker.
Oh,
I told you Finn's not winning.
interesting. So
Little
poor,
Mick-
yeah, poor
Finn.
Finn.
Balor.
Poor Finn.
I told you. I told you.
Yeah, Troy, you're
He's gonna
not
win, and I'm
wrong,
gonna be
but-
pissed. I'm gonna actually break my goddamn TV.
Would you be happy for him?
Don't. Oh, speaking of breaking things, that's what these two men have been doing, and that is Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, and a feud that I think has exceeded expectations and then some. I felt so bad for Drew that he was kind of not placed more prominently on WrestleMania. At the same time, though, kind of sucks that Priest was kind of like to Drew, like, oh, this isn't a big Mania match, because Priest has done a good job the past year, too, as champion. So I think they've delivered in this feud. It's going to be a Sin City street fight. At least we got a stipulation for one of these
Wow.
matches.
For
And-
something.
And I definitely think it's going to deliver just because of that stipulation and just the heat between those two. And it makes sense considering their history. I'm starting this, and it's short and sweet. like we need to start pushing Drew again, like really pushing this heel character. Like him on social media, I think he's like the best social media guy in WWE by a mile. Just the trolling he does is unmatched. And I think we give Drew this win. He teased going after the world title. I don't think he's immediately going to be in it, considering we'll get to Cody Cena, what the future of that is. But I think he's going to be close to that position. Priest, I think, will be fine, especially in a street fight where he loses. He'll be protected. But I think you give Drew this win, considering Priest has beaten Drew every single time they faced off, pretty much all of them because of Punk. Give Drew this win. Let's get him back built up on the card as one of the top heels in the company. So give me Drew McIntyre. Bring back Broken Dreams. Please.
They won't.
Yes.
No, they won't.
They won't.
Troy. You.
So, because I'm trying to think. So what? They're both on SmackDown right now. So my thinking is, depending on, well, if the draft happens afterward or not, because I feel like one of these is going to go for one world title. I just don't know who, because if they go for the Raw title, I see Drew winning. But if they try to go for the SmackDown title, I can see Priest trying to go for it at some point, at least. Like if they stay on SmackDown. So it's tough. It is tough for me, honestly, because like I said, I see these two going, whoever, facing for the title. But I do agree that Drew should probably win, though, because he hasn't had like a decent win in a while. So, but you also want to have more face. I mean, do you feel like I think maybe we have enough faces for Cena to just beat them all for the rest of the year, or do we need more? I don't know.
We're foreshadowing too much who we're picking in the main.
I mean, let's. It's obvious, okay. But for this one, I'll go Damian. I think Damian, because I feel like Cena needs more bodies to beat.
Interesting. All right, Sam.
This one is tough to pick between these two, as we've been semi-alluding to. I'm with you, though. It has exceeded expectations with the build that they've been given. The expectations are I feel like the bar was relatively low for what was expected when we kind of heard this initially, but I feel like it's, especially with the stipulation, it's going to be a pretty banger of a match between these two. As much as I love Damian as one of my favorites at the moment, I got to go with Drew here. I feel like he needs it. And I think with the story, I feel like it's being built to a big blow off with him getting that win. So give me Mr. McIntyre.
Ian, I'm making you go next before Matt. It's your turn.
I think I'm gonna keep it short. I think I'm gonna agree with Troy here. Give me Priest. Give me Priest.
Okay, some
All
split.
right.
So now it really
Matt, you're the tiebreaker.
Well, as the true king of predictions, okay.
Double DQ, everyone loses. In a street fight.
I mean, no contest.
DQ in a straight fight.
Hell in a Cell 2019, eh?
Just about to
Why
bring up
you have
that
to remind me of
classic.
that?
I agree with I think that Drew McIntyre is gonna win. I think that considering this build, like people were like wanted more for Drew. Maybe Drew wanted more, so I feel like giving him the win is necessary. Like you guys said, that Priest was beating Drew every single time, so I think Drew should definitely need the win. I feel like he's long overdue for a win, especially of a hell of a year he had last year. I don't think it's gonna put Priest down at all or anything like that. Especially considering last year Priest actually cashed in and won the world title last year on Drew. So I feel like Drew's gonna get his revenge as of this year's Mania, because it's a year since he got screwed the first time. So I feel like Drew's gonna win.
Hopefully we'll get blood, because Troy's also a sucker for blood. And also shout out to the eye patch that Drew wore. It's just gold right there.
Completely stealing Tongaloa's whole shtick there. I can't believe it.
He literally
with
said that
Tonga
too
Loa
on
gets back.
Instagram. The infamous Tonga Loa. Speaking of the bloodline, we got to get to Randall Keith Orton and his weird
Whatever the hell
WrestleMania
he is doing.
situation. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Orton solo at WrestleMania. It seems like that's where we're heading.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
I want Orton Aldis so bad, but I think they're going to just do that later in the future. Because to me, and I'll just get this out the way, Orton needs to win at WrestleMania because, again, we'll get to the main event, but Orton's going to face the winner of Cody Cena. He literally said that. It seems like that's where we're heading. He needs a WrestleMania win. So I think it's smart that, I'll bring these two names up that have been signed by WWE. I don't think Aleister Black or Rusev should be inserted into this because if you bring them back just to feed them to Orton, that just completely diminishes them. That'll be like the Karrion Kross 2.0 when he lost to Jeff Hardy randomly as the NXT champ. You do not want that in a return.
And even at that, not to cut you off, but the Alistair teases are not conducive for him coming in at Mania either. Like a lot of people have been pointing out the 425s.
Yeah, I think him and Rusev are much more after WrestleMania than facing Orton to lose. So yeah, I think Solo. It's good for him. It's his first WrestleMania match, which is insane. But I think all this is just much more intriguing of a match. But the problem is, I think common WWE fans that don't watch TNA or Ring of Honor or any of that, they don't know Nick Aldis that much. They don't remember him being a wrestler. They just know him as the GM. So what value is that for Orton to beat a GM rather than beating Solo, who has diminished a little bit but still has legitimacy? So it sucks. I honestly think Orton should just RKO him and punt. We can't have him punt KO, punt Solo to at least get a pop from the crowd in 2 minutes, get it over with, get Orton this win so he can face Cody or Cena. It's just a damn shame for Kevin Owens. Again, prayers up for you. Very sucks about him. One of the best on the roster. It's a shame. So hope you get well soon. But whoever Orton faces, Orton needs to win this to me, no matter what. But we'll have Matt be next here. What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
All right. For the open challenge, I think a year after he got RKO'd onto the table, I think I Showed Speed is going to come out and get his revenge against Randy Orton. And then he's going to get RKO'd immediately.
Hard.
Get the fuck out of here, you.
No, for real. If it's going to be Solo, Orton's going to win. However, if it is, say, Nick Aldis or Rusev or Aleister Black or whatever the names they're going to go by, I feel like they're going to win. So if it's a return / debut, like Nick Aldis, if he comes out, I feel like the opponent will win. Because it could be like that situation. They did it a couple years ago when it was Cody Rhodes and he beat Seth Rollins. So if it's that side, then I'm going with the mystery opponent. If it's going to be Solo, I'm picking Orton.
So
interesting fact: Orton hasn't won a singles pay-per-view match since when he beat the Fiend, rest in peace, back in 2021. It's been that long since Orton's won a singles pay-per-view match.
4 years? Jesus Christ.
It's been that long?
I don't think but he was gone for like...
I know he was gone for a while of it too, but still.
But then you had RK Bro. You had RK Bro, and then Orton.
And that was a year.
Yeah, you had a lot of that. Okay, it makes sense then.
I always forget RK Bro lasted a lot longer. I thought that was only like a 4-month thing looking back, and I'm like, no, that was like an entire year.
Yeah.
It's insane. But Sam, who do you got for this?
I'm kind of in the camp with you. It all signs point to Solo being the opponent, at least it seems. But regardless, I think, and I want Randy to win it. I think he needs it. It'd be a cool moment for him to finally get a pay-per-view. pay-per-view win for the first time in apparently 4 years. And Randy at Mania always is just big time. So give me Orton, and like I said, it's probably Solo that's going to be the opponent. It seems like, which is okay. It just, I guess, as long and it's at least a little bit different. It's not like Randy's just stuck in a bloodline vortex like the last times he's faced against these people. But and Solo, I would say Solo deserves a Mania match too. So I'd be content with the match, but I hope Randy wins.
Big T, back to you, buddy.
Well, basically, next pay-per-view is St. Louis. Randy Orton's from there. He's going to be in the main event of that show no matter what. So obviously Randy's got to win this. Simple as
Short and
that.
sweet.
It's
Simple as
short
that.
and sweet, and
Don't
it
need to
works.
explain any further. Next
It works.
pay-per-view- Yeah.
Ian, you like to keep it short and sweet too?
Give me Randy Orton.
It's
No matter who comes out.
Randy,
Technically
He
clean
made a
sweep.
few words.
sort of clean sweep. Yeah.
Except
Sorta
Matt,
clean
who's like
sweep
has the
with the
two
Matt
predictions.
technicality.
You being technical with my shit, all right? That's why I'm the king of predictions.
The fucking loopholes, you son of a.
Well, this was not on my bingo card for the list of matches at WrestleMania that was going to happen. I feel like it just completely hit the wall and just things were changing. Roxanne didn't win the Chamber or the Rumble. She then challenged Tiffany on SmackDown, and she tried to take Charlotte's place because she should have won the fucking Rumble. Okay, anyway.
The man is
Yes.
still pissed.
Anyway, I think no one expected Io to. They expected Io to win at Chamber, but she wasn't in it. Then she won the title on Raw, and it's kind of just been like a whole three-way thing. I think the rivalry. I think it's fine. I feel like it's been definitely like Io's been the third wheel in this, which sucks. Because I feel like they're building more of Bianca versus Rhea. And I feel like Bianca is definitely showing more heel tendencies, especially within the last week. Because like she was kind of like not having it and like was getting pissed at Rhea and all that. And my pick is that Io's gonna retain.
Oop.
And I think she's like one of the only people I have retained in the titles. but here's why. I feel like Bianca and Rhea are going to just be brawling it out, and they're just going to be focusing on themselves. And because of that, because they're doing the same thing they've been doing the last couple weeks, they're going to overlook Io, and Io is going to take advantage and retain. And it's going to be on their fault for not paying attention to the champion.
Okay. We're going a little
Interesting.
bold here with the champ retaining. Ian,
Yeah.
you're going to be second here.
Uh-oh. Honestly, don't know off the top of my head, but I'm just gonna go. Let's go Bianca.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, Troy. Who's winning this triple threat?
So this feud is so weird. Because let's be like Rhea's being a fucking dick because she was like, I'm in the match. Because that's a heel move. But the problem is Rhea's too over. So like Bianca is like was originally more face stuff, but they just kept booing her because she's not Rhea. So unfortunately Rhea will be faced no matter what she does. So the storyline just is weird, and I'm still like hung up that Bianca's like, all right, I cried over my friends having a fight. Bye. Yo, I'm in a title match. Fuck y'all, even though y'all were best friends and tag champions for like an entire year. Unfortunately, I cried once. Don't worry about it ever again. Like actual humans do. No, that's not how that works.
After I left that part, I was a changed woman.
That's the dumbest. Okay, it's so dumb. I'm sorry. I always bring it up on the podcast. I do because I think it's like one of the worst book things. Like Jade and Naomi is fine. It's the fact that Bianca does not care. Besides crying twice. I just think that's terrible friendship, and that's just being a dick. Okay, I think that's bad writing. That really is.
Maybe she will care if someone gets involved in her match.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll finally actually make it make sense. But why do I have to wait so long? Okay, like I understand long-term
Long-term storytelling.
Fuck
Triple
off.
H era.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Let
Can I at least
Papa
have one
H
happy?
cook.
Sometimes can you just get to the point? Like Jesus Christ. But I like how Matt was going with it, but you also can never bet against Rhea because Rhea's only lost one match at Mania, and that was against Charlotte. Every other time she's been at Mania, she's won. So it's like she beat Becky, she beat Asuka, she beat Charlotte. You can never bet against Rhea at Mania. She usually wins. So I'm gonna go with Rhea winning because you can never bet against Rhea.
Oh my gosh! All right, Troy. So, for me, for one, I think similar to how I said Roman's the least likely to win out of the men's triple threat. I think Rhea's the least likely to win in the women's triple threat. I don't see them putting the belt back on her right away just after she lost it. The feud was interesting. I'm happy Io's in it because at first I think it was kind of disappointing that it seemed like she was going to be lost in the ether and it was just going to be Bianca and Rhea themselves, and poor Io was just maybe not even going to have a WrestleMania match. The title change on Raw I loved because it was shocking. You rarely see title changes right before WrestleMania. Champs usually hold it for a long time in Triple H era. I think it was smart. But then to have, like Troy said, Rhea be kind of a crybaby about this, and yet she's a babyface, makes no sense. And Bianca earning her spot and actually like in the right, being like, why do I have to worry about Rhea? I should just be facing Io one-on-one. She's getting booed. So she's completely justified in her actions. So
But
I'm
no
not
one
a
cares.
fan of it. I feel like Rhea's character too might need a tune-up because I feel like ever since she's kind of been done with the Judgment Day stuff, like Mommy is a cool character, but it kind of needs more layers. So I don't know, maybe she should. I don't know about turned heel, but something needs to change with their character. But I like where Bianca's character's going more to the dark side. And like I said, you could make a case for all three. I just think Rhea's the least likely. I think it's down to Bianca and Io. I'm pretty much gonna go exactly with Matt's theory because Io's, she's a third wheel, but it's by design. They're doing it on purpose as a story. It's not like an unintentional thing where she feels overshadowed. That's how you're supposed to feel. And the fans are supposed to be like, man, Io's being disrespected. And I feel like that's gonna turn case again for their match. I think it's gonna be all about Bianca and Rhea like getting in their face again and just shoving Io to the wayside, and she takes advantages and win this. Because if Io just loses after just winning it at WrestleMania, like how that reign is just kind of like pointless to me. And Io hasn't won a WrestleMania match yet. She had a great match with Bayley that she lost, but it was like a great match and a great feud. But I'm happy that Io's a babyface because she's very popular. I feel like if she wins too, the crowd will love it. I think we could slowly keep teasing Bianca's character. I don't know if Jade Cargill and Naomi are going to get involved. Maybe Naomi to try to help Bianca win at least. But I'm going to go with Io here to retain. I'm going to agree with the predictions king himself, Matt Warbus. And yeah, give me Io. I'm talking too long. Sam, who's your pick?
I mean, he's wearing the Rhea Ripley shirt, I will say.
Yeah, and it is hard to bet against Rhea Ripley, especially in a big match with how they book her. But I am liking the camp of Io retaining because of Rhea and Bianca not being able to get out of each other's way. So I think I'm gonna go with that camp. And I think Io does deserve winning a match. I know with the intentional booking of the third wheel because of these two. So I think to kind of keep going with that, she gets the win because those two can't like look past each other and that kind of deal. And I am also with you in the realm of I would like to see a bit of a tune up to the Rhea character. I would like to see a heel Rhea, except I don't know how well a heel Rhea goes because of how over she is. Like we've been seeing in this whole build. She gets cheered no matter what because she's Rhea, and that's just how it goes. So we'll see how that would work if they even tried to do that. But yeah, give me Io here.
Another interesting thing here, and why I think Ian has a pretty good chance of possibly being right. Bianca's undefeated at WrestleMania. She's never
True.
lost.
That's what I
And
said. I've been
maybe
saying
we're doing it exactly.
This son of a gun. Oh,
Oh my word!
But
He
if
was
they're
there
gonna
those years. I
if
think
they're gonna do a Bianca like Undertaker like streak, maybe she'll win. But it's tough for me. But yeah, I'm excited for the match. Just weird story, but
It's gonna be a great match.
Yeah, just terrible
will.
booking. I'm gonna be honest. So, no.
But boys, we're almost done
All
with
right.
predictions. You
One
almost
last
get to go
match.
to bed. One last match, and one
We-
of the
it's
only
the
reasons
2
I
hours.
give a shit about WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. I think this and the men's triple threat with Cody, Seth, and Roman are heavily carrying WrestleMania in terms of like hype for it. Like these two are like the main things. There's other feuds, like I said. Jay Naomi's great. Jay Gunther is getting some steam, but these two feuds have been carrying it. But in terms of like the match itself, I definitely have to get your guys' thoughts about Cena's heel turn and just how it's gone, because there's been a lot of ups and downs. I made some videos about it of people complaining that he hasn't showed up, not liking the promo Cena has, not The Rock barely being a factor into this until recently. I'll start here with Matt and I'll ask you for your intake. Your thoughts on just this whole Cody Cena feud and the controversy from fans.
I wanted more. Not gonna lie, I feel like the absence of Rock over the last couple weeks was kind of like what I think pisses everyone off the most. Because we don't like, as of right now, I don't think Rock's gonna even show up to Mania because he hasn't announced it. I mean, he might show up as a surprise, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense why Cena would join The Rock and then just brush past it and have Cena have different reasons on why he turned on Cody. And to me, that made no sense. I feel like I'm glad that Cena's finally a heel and all that, but I feel like he kind of went a generic route about it, despite him being right in that sense of, yeah, the fans have been booing him for like the last like 20 like 3 years, but I don't know, like it's kind of like, yeah, but you still have those fans that still were supported you the entire time, and now you're kind of just making fun of them. Like to me,
Poor
it's
kid
like,
in Belgium got
That
shat on.
Poor
I hope
kid.
that kid becomes a wrestler. I really do. If he does, that's a great story.
for him to be like, go up to a Make-A-Wish kid and just be like, fuck you or whatever. It's kind of like, well, what are you talking about? Like, you always did this for all those. I mean, but regardless of that, I think that with the lack of Cena being there, I wish they got more physical. I feel like the
He
last
does have one more appearance on SmackDown, by the way, and this is
Yes.
before we're recording this before that.
but I feel like it only started picking up this past Monday, where Cena and Cody were taking shots at each other, and then Cody hit a crossroads on Cena. That was like the first like interaction fight that they had since the Chamber. I think the whole original buildup of at Chamber when they announced it and Cena turned heel was phenomenal. I was ecstatic. Now it's like, okay, still I'm going to see the match because it's Cena's last Mania, but I'm not as hyped as I should be. With that being said, I think I do not see Cena losing this match. I think he's going to win the 17 world title here at WrestleMania. And Cody's going to have to try to fight it back later down the line. But I see Cena winning this match, whether The Rock gets involved or not, whether Travis Scott performs Cena's new theme song at WrestleMania.
That man needs to get his receipt, Cody.
Oh,
He can be in the prom ball this year.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, I think Cody had a great reign, but at the same time, and I know you can do the whole Orton Cody down the line, but other than that, I don't see anything right now. With Cena winning it, I see him facing CM Punk at Money in the Bank for the title. I see him facing Randy Orton at Backlash in Orton's hometown. I mean, I have to go with Cena. So,
All right. Number 17 for Cena. Troy, are you on Matt's side here? And what are your thoughts just on the feud itself?
I've been alluding to the fact of how I'm booking this thing. I'll get to the storyline first before I say my obvious answer. I disagree in that way. I mean, I guess The Rock would be nice to be here. I think it's still been a good feud without him. Like, obviously, I mean, we still have one SmackDown left. Who knows what's happening at that one? Do I wish Cena was there more frequently? Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like it plays into his here character of that he just doesn't care about the fans, so why should he show up? Kinda. That's how my mentality is. I think that's more heelish. I think that's more of a dick move. I think that fits well with the new, these fans have been booing me, so I'm just not going to show up sometimes. I just feel like that fits more with the character for me. But prediction-wise, obviously, Cena's going to win this. This man is going to get that 17th world title. Ric Flair spinning in his grave, and he's not even dead. Like, it's going to be obvious.
He's getting close.
At this
close
point,
enough.
like, Cena has way more feuds going on. Like, Cody, to be fair, Cody's reign, unfortunately, like, it started to get really good. Like, you got the AJ feud, the Kevin's feud, those great, but then he was stuck with bloodline garbage for the middle of the feud of his title reign, which I did not care about. Unfortunately, I did not care about his
see it live
matches.
at SummerSlam, baby.
That I really wish that
the
wasn't the
main
main
event.
event. That should have been the rematch or something. That should have been.
Good old bloodline vortex.
It was sad but true. Like, Cody had a good reign, could have been better, yes, in my opinion. But obviously he had over a year now. He ain't going past this. He obviously will have multiple reigns in the future. So ending his first year with this, I feel like is a great swan song for his first reign.
Sam, leave it to you. You're next.
Yeah, I'm in the Cena camp. It's fairly obvious. I think the moment of him winning the 17th at a Mania is too big to pass up. I don't think they'll do that. But yeah, I haven't hated the feud as a whole. I've enjoyed the promos that Cena's been doing. I've personally enjoyed them. You know, they leave a little to the imagination, especially with the between him and Cody and having them Cena do it, then Cody for the first couple, and then they finally got that interaction in the ring together. And like I said, like we've been saying, curious to see what the last SmackDown's gonna hold. The Rock thing is kind of confusing since he hasn't really been mentioned except for maybe once or twice. But as a whole, I'm enjoying the feud. I'm intrigued to see where it goes. At least the heel Cena aspect where they take that. But yeah, give me Cena winning the 17th on this big stage to close out this show.
Ian, I'm the host.
Ooh.
I do what I want. I'm picking last, so you're next.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes?
Nah, Cena has to win. It's his last WrestleMania. He has to win.
He was telling me, what if I pick Cody? I said, do it for shits and
Cody's not
giggles.
winning.
I will say, I texted you, Matt and Troy, that I think there's a good chance Cody's winning this. And I think I've said throughout, I'm still leaning Cody. And you two called me insane, being like, what are you talking about? I mean, I don't think this is as clear-cut as people think it is, because I think like I said, there's possibilities of involvement, not just The Rock, but if The Rock's involved, Stone Cold's in Vegas. He's going to be in Vegas for WWE World. We could get what we couldn't get last year, and that's the Austin Rock face-off that we wanted, and maybe he helps Cody. So I think that's a possibility. Or any scenarios, I could see, hell, even if Rock's involved again, I could see Roman Reigns getting involved in this match and maybe starting a Roman Rock feud a little bit, because I think we need to get that feud going, because running out of time for that feud to happen.
The feud's
Like, I feel like we're
100
never gonna
years in
get
the
that.
making at this point. Like, my God, that feud's never happening.
We were supposed to get it, then it pivoted, and now what the fuck are we doing?
Should have pulled the trigger when they had the chance.
Okay, it was the right decision to pull the plug last year.
Oh, it was. Absolutely, it was.
Yeah, you can see it in the background.
Yeah.
But in terms, exactly, it turned out to be the best thing. But in terms of the feud, I'm kind of half agreeing with Matt, half agreeing with Troy and Sam. I do think the lack of Cena appearances is kind of not killing this feud, but it's lacking. Because what's Cody supposed to do when Cena's not there? Like, he had a decent promo on Friday with him with all the titles, but the heat's just not there compared to when Cena's there and they're really trading jabs. And even the first couple of appearances when Cena and Cody were facing off, Cena just ignored him. He left the ring, which I think in an aspect is cool of like, oh, you're not on my level. I'm not even going to acknowledge you. But also, too, we want to see Cena and Cody. Like, Cena has to acknowledge his WrestleMania opponent at some point. Luckily, in London, they did. It was one of the better promos I've seen in a long time. They were both just Cena calling out Tony Khan, Cody mentioning Vince. It just all the feels for that promo. Hell, even mentioning Zac Efron and saying Cena wishes he was 16. That was a pretty cool reference, but I think it's good. I just think, like I said, lack of appearances. I don't mind the Rock thing that much because I wish he was mentioned more, yes. But for one, I think the best type of villains don't reveal their plan. And I feel like that's what Cena's doing. Like, I bet he was honestly like, why would I reveal my plan? Shout out to Mark, good cameo appearance. But like, why would I?
Man's gonna get a toaster at 10:53 at night.
This is, of course, he is. But why would Cena reveal his plan to the world? Like, why would he tell anybody what's the point of joining Rock? He's not going to say anything. We don't deserve to. What did Cena say? You get nothing. And yeah, we don't get new gear. We don't get new entrance themes, which I know we've expressed like, kind of a bummer, but that's the point of the heel Cena promo. That's the shtick of it. So I think when they've been face-to-face, it's delivered. It's just a lack of appearances have kind of dampened it a little bit, but I'm still pumped as hell for the match. It's good. I said this, I think, earlier. It's probably going to be more of a Rock Hogan-like match where, because Cena, quality matches-wise, is up and down, especially with his age, but Cody could carry him to a decent match, but the crowd's going to do all the work. They're going to be the whole match, hyped as shit. You know when Cena does like his comeback spot as a heel and there's the anticipation, is he going to do the You Can't See Me, or if he's going to like do something else, the crowd's going to be going ape shit for that. Just, it's going to be amazing. But I've changed my mind on leaning towards Cody. I think you got to put the belt on Cena. I think he's got to win 17. I feel like if you're not going to capitalize on probably the biggest heel turn since Hogan, then what was the point of it? Like, you're going to have Cena lose to Cody, and then when does he win 17? Because it just makes no sense. Cena's advertised for more shows. He's advertised for Backlash. So, yeah, probably like Matt said, Cena, Orton in St. Louis. I hope Cena faces some young guys, too, besides like the vets, like Orton and Punk. Like, I hope he gets a chance with them. And also, too, this is probably my bold prediction. We've already addressed Seth Rollins joining Heyman. I think Seth and Heyman are part of this new faction with Rock and Cena. I think Seth, you want to call it the third man, like Hogan was the third man. I think Seth is going to be the third man along with Heyman with Rock and Cena. And Seth was, ironically, he was Cody's shield last year. he's going to be his destroyer this year. I think he's ultimately going to screw Cody over, and Cena wins. And I think Cody and Seth could feud and have Cody get to Cena, because I think who ultimately dethrones Cena's Cody. I think Cody has to win that belt back if Cena wins it. I don't think there's really anybody else that could beat Cena for it that's going to do justice like Cody. Because if you have Cena just beat Cody and Cody never gets his lick in, you had just had a 47-year-old part-timer beat your face of the company, and then that's it. So, I mean, Cena could retire with the belt. He could take it home, and we could have a brand new toy belt. Maybe Troy can donate
Spinner
one of
belt.
these from home, and we can use it. You can use that as a title.
Instead of
But
it spinning,
yeah,
it's gonna flip over next this time.
That's very interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna say The Rock shows up. I'm gonna say Austin shows up, and I'm gonna say Seth attacks Austin after he attacks The Rock. It's gonna be Bloodline Rules Part 2, but possibly better.
But no
maybe.
bloodline.
And Seth,
No bloodline.
yeah, no bloodline.
And then it's
besides
a
The
normal
Rock.
fucking match.
Oh, they
Eh.
can change it. But
It's
yeah,
fine.
I'm gonna say Seth and Heyman join, and Cena wins 17, and heel Cena's a champ. Oh my God, the possibilities are endless. But boys, we made it to the end.
We
Over
did
2
it.
hours into the
2
full
hours
episode.
later.
This is gonna be as long as the roast on the post show.
I
Oh my
hope
God.
not. 2 hours of it. You'd rather watch this shit than the roast. Please, guys, watch us. Don't watch whatever the hell's happening after WrestleMania.
Please.
You motherfuckers.
Watch our podcast.
Our podcast. Sam, you've been on it.
You're right.
But-
It's my podcast. I'm the star.
I'm
I
sorry.
think I've
Who
been.
invented the podcast in the first place?
Who makes it popular?
Not you.
I have more appearances than Matt, I feel like.
I'll bring the views, motherfucker.
I'm just
Well,
here.
personality and my good looks.
Ian brings the views. What are y'all talking
That's
about?
what
Look at that.
all the good.
Let's go.
And I brought him here.
But we got to end it here, guys. Stay tuned. We could possibly do a night 2 live stream depending on if we are together, because I will be back in Pittsburgh for WrestleMania. Night 1, I am busy, but night 2, we could possibly do reactions. If not, it is what it is, but stay on social media for that. And then we'll react to WrestleMania as well when it's over, do a whole podcast episode. But that's going to do it here for WrestleMania the podcast, boys. Show your enthusiasm. I know you're half asleep right now, but you're hyped for this show, right? WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania week. Woo!